All right, the storm is here, and so is Ambassador Jenny. Go.
All right, first question's from Tim Gruber. Do you believe that a President Hillary Clinton would be different than Obama when it came to foreign policy?
That's an easy one. Absolutely not. Not even remotely. So she's going to be hawkish. She's going to want to prove how tough she is. She'd be the first female president. So she'd be like, oh, yeah, watch me carpet bomb the hell out of a Middle Eastern country. So, look, she was for the Iraq war. She was for Libya. She was for Syria. She was for every one of the wars. So if you're expecting a progressive in terms of foreign policy with Hillary Clinton, I think you got the wrong Hillary Clinton. All right, next.
Next one's from Faiz Saeed. He says, hey, Cenk, when you perform an elbow drop, you sometimes say something like, "Wasitoma." What does it mean?
All right, excellent. Okay, I like to explain this every once in a while. It's actually wasiktirlan, okay? Now, it's a perversion of the Turkish word hasiktir. Hasiktir means, fuck, right? But it could mean it in different ways, like, fuck you, right? Something like that. So, and lan just means like dude. And I changed the ha to wa just to make it a little bit more forceful, like wasiktirlan. So, that's the explanation. Forward.
Shackley Girder wants to know, what's your favorite thing to do once you move to America?
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that. Well, running around in the grass was amazing because I lived in Istanbul, which is a big concrete city, just full of buildings, etc., and really great. And so when I got these soccer fields, I loved it. But mainly, I loved baseball when I was a kid. And I would literally go in my backyard and I'd go through the whole Yankees lineup. Okay, and I'd pretend to be them, and I had a wiffle ball bat and ball, and I'd hit it, and I'm like, oh, that was a single, and Bob Watson's on first, and I'd go through that was an out, that was a pop-up, etc. So I love doing that. So now I hate baseball, and I think it's like the slowest sport in the world. But as a kid, I loved it, and one of the many things I loved about the country.
Dale Hazeldine, with the U.S. government shutting down, does that mean that the government media is shutting down too?
Yeah, well, that would be a nice extra benefit. CNN's like, well, we only report what the government tells us to report, so good night and good luck. That would be awesome. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. No. Next.
Main policy watcher. I know you guys love talking about football and TYT sports, but if TYT had a backyard flag football game, who would be your first pick?
Ooh, okay. So, well, this is a bit of a disappointing answer, right? Because, look, I can tell you, like, Jesus played football when he was in high school. He's really fast. So I've played with him. He's good. He's a really solid pick. JR is a solid player, obviously. Dave Kohler's really fast, so he's good. Those are all good, solid picks. But, unfortunately, the number one pick is Steve-O. It's only going to inflate his head, and it's not a good thing. But he's a very good quarterback, and he's very fast, so, and he's a savvy dude. He's like one of those savvy veterans, and he's going to cut you at the right time and all that stuff. And so you got to pick Steve-O because he's a good QB. All right, next.
Patrick Mooney wants to know, why is the old set back?
Okay, so I like that question. Okay, you're wrong. This is not the old set. This is the newest set we have. We're in YouTube Space LA. We're doing 6 weeks here in this gorgeous YouTube studio. I don't mean here, I mean the whole place is amazing, right? This is one of the stages in that studio. So this is not actually ours. This is the setup in this stage. But God bless, it looks pretty good, but we're not in the old studio. We're building a new studio. Stay tuned. Not yet. But we're going to have very dramatic news for you about that very soon. Next.
Roxana wants to know, do you have an American accent when you speak Turkish? And by the way, she's wearing her TYT hoodie.
Oh, I love that. The TYT hoodie is awesome. All right. I partly root for it to get cold so I could wear the TYT hoodie. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so I don't have an American accent for the first sentence. So I sound perfectly fluent in Turkish and in English. The problem is I forget words. So by the time I'm into the second or third sentence, they're like, wait a minute, you're not from here. Did you grow up in America or Germany? That's what they'll ask me. So not exactly an American accent, but I just keep stumbling over the words too much. So they realize that I didn't fully grow up in Turkey. All right, next.
Last one's from Adam McMahon. He actually has 2 questions. He says, what should I ask Cenk? And then he asks the question. How do you get that awesome sculpted fudge hair?
Okay, I don't know what fudge hair means. It doesn't sound good. So you should ask me something else, like, why are you so awesome? Okay, no, seriously, supercuts. I go and they just chop it up, and then I put gel in it, and I do it, and now until it gets too big, and then I put gel in it, and I go backwards. That's why everybody's like, oh my God, Cenk's hair changed! It changed again! Yeah, it changes every 2 weeks because of that. Okay, now you know. Okay, thank you, Jenny. It's been a Twitter store.